Okay, now go
Hello,
on.
and we are the best team at in our management class of me, Thomas, and Dustin and Emily and Samantha, and we're going to talk about group work and why group work is awesome.
Well, to start off, I'm going to say why I am against group work. So one of the things is everything is all on you. You don't have to worry about anybody messing up the project or somebody not being on time with something that could be in the beginning of the project. And so moving forward would be difficult because the first thing wouldn't be done. And then another thing would be personal preference. Some people might not be comfortable working with other people, whether it's working as a career or doing a project in general at school. They just might have had a bad experience, or there's just something they really don't like, and they feel like they're just more comfortable working alone. Another thing, it would be more efficient. You get things done quicker and however you want it to be done, and you're not worrying about somebody not doing something the way you wanted it to be done, and you could just kind of have your own vision and have it right there in front of you. And then my last point would be that there are so many more resources out there on the internet to where you don't need to rely on other people, because basically everything is on the internet, so you don't have to worry about not having something figured out.
I'm I, I am for group assignments for three reasons. One, technology allows group projects to be completed with ease, such as Trello, being able to link up with others in your group so they could see what's happening live and watch the progress. There are also things like live chatting that is easy to use, as we've learned. Um, my second reason is it adds value to your project. The more people, the more ideas that get filtered in. You have different ways that people research assignments, so there's different outlets of resources that could be used. Diversity is not only in people, but in their skills and their ideas, what they're best at, what they're not. You could have really good skills brought to your table for your project. And three, it builds connected connections. Group assignments are more effective and efficient as far as they take least amount of people. They use more people and get it done in the least amount of time. Um, so that definitely helps out as far as time as a resource. You can get done exactly what you want, and it adds value because of your diversity, and that is why I think group projects are good.
I am anti-group projects because I feel that while in theory it's a good idea, typically things don't always pan out the way they should. For instance, say you split up everything evenly and half the people don't do their part. That gives everybody else half the grade, which is detrimental. And if they pick up the slack and finish the parts that the other people didn't finish, then it's more work for them, while the other people like take the grade. So it's a good idea, but typically it's more time consuming. You'll have to spend more time communicating with your group than you do actually working, unless you see them on a regular basis. And typically, if you're in a group of people, you feel like you have to do like less work, so the quality is not as good. Um, Generally. So I would say that overall, much work you need to put into it, as opposed to having to wait on others.
And I am also for group work because I feel that, well, it's more than just feelings. Civilization is based on the idea of specialization of labor. The In the very beginning, there could be doctors and cobblers and carpenters because the farmer was really good at farming and grew enough food to feed everybody. So then they had the time to become a doctor or a cobbler or a carpenter. So the same principles are still in existence now. We still have all those people, and we have them because of specialization of labor, because of collaboration. And students need to learn how to work with others because that is how it's what makes the world go round.
Well, I do agree with things that everyone is saying, but I do agree with Dustin as well, by saying that in a perfect world, all of this would be amazing if everybody were to do everything like they were supposed to be doing, but in reality, that's not going to happen. No matter where you are, what you're doing, nobody's going to do things correctly the first time. And if you have something that's important that needs to be done, it's going to be kind of hard to get everybody on track at the same pace and have a project done the way you all want it to be done, because everybody has their own mind and people might clash and think things need to be done differently and somebody doesn't need to be in charge, and things like that can really get in the way of the real reason why the project needs to be done.
Yeah, those are good points, and I do agree that not everybody works as hard as another person. There's social loafing, and those people are cancerous to your team. However, I mean, businesses, corporations, they are all ran because of teams, because of groups. It's an organization as a whole. It's not, you don't have your CEO of Walmart also checking you out at the cash register. So I think teams are just important to help your bottom line.
To as much as I would love for the CEO to come when I worked at Walmart to come down and give me a hand when we had people out the back door. Uh, Samantha's completely right. I mean, we have this division of labor, this sort of assembly line for a reason, because it gets things done quickly and efficiently and allows people to do what they do best.
Specialization of labor is a good thing. You know, everybody gets good at what they're supposed to do. But say one day you're not assigned a group project and you have to do everything, then you'll be really good at one thing and terrible at everything else. So sometimes working by yourself is better because it allows you to practice other skills instead of just the one thing.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I do. Just another thing, it's if you do decide to do specifically projects alone, because that's kind of what we're talking about, that's just one aspect of it. Of course you're gonna have coworkers and all those other things, but when it comes to projects and doing things that need to get done, whatever makes you feel comfortable and whatever you feel like is going to be more effective and efficient at the same time, I mean, you go ahead and do that. I mean, you don't have to work with somebody else to get a project done where personally you can get it done on your own, and you have all those skills that you need to have to get it done.
Well, there is
But,
something to be said.
oh, sorry.
There is something to be said of being a jack of all trades. However, when you are a jack of all trades, you are a master of none. So, yes, generalization is good and can broaden your horizons and enable you to do more things. Having something that you're especially good at is what people are going to pay you for.
True. Well, in conclusion, I am still against group projects just because of all the things I've stated before. I believe that a person, if they feel comfortable working alone and they know they have what it takes to work alone and they trust themselves to do it right, I feel like they should go ahead and do it. So that's why I am against group projects.
I am still for group projects just because there is plenty of technology out there to help groups get their work done with ease. It adds value to your project, and the diversity adds to your efficiency, you're using less resources, you're exhausting yourself less, and you're still getting a complete finished package.
I stand by what I said previously. I am still against group projects because as somebody who values independence, I would say that it's better to rely on yourself than to constantly have to rely on others. Because while most people are reliable and do what they're supposed to do, sometimes just get the short end of the stick.
So, as someone who's been through many, many group projects, I know that social loafing is the bane of the group project experience. However, I am still for group work because we need to learn how to cooperate and pull together because that is the way, that is how great things get done when we all work together. And so that is our broadcast. I hope you all enjoyed it, whoever is ending up watching this, and we will see you in class next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.